Hello, my friend. I'm so happy you're here today. If you've ever told yourself, I'll start tomorrow, whether it's learning English, working on a dream, or changing your life, you're not alone. We all do it. We wait for the perfect moment, the right feeling, or a burst of motivation that never seems to come. But here's the truth. There's no perfect time. The longer we wait, the heavier the weight of inaction becomes. So today, let's talk about how to stop procrastinating. Not through pressure or guilt, but through understanding, compassion, and small, consistent change. 1. Understand what procrastination really is. Procrastination is not laziness. It's often a quiet form of fear. We delay action because our brain wants comfort. It wants to avoid failure, judgment, or even success that feels too big to handle. When you say, I'll study English tomorrow, what you really mean might be, I'm scared I'll fail again. I don't feel ready. I'm tired of trying and not improving fast enough. The key is not to fight that feeling, but to understand it. Once you realize procrastination is your mind's way of protecting you from discomfort, you can gently tell yourself, thank you for trying to keep me safe, but I'm ready to take one small step. Awareness is the first step toward freedom. 2. The myth of motivation. Many people think motivation comes first, that we must feel ready before we begin. But in reality, action comes first, and motivation follows. Think of it like pushing a heavy door. It's hard at the start, but once it moves a little, it becomes easier. If you wait for motivation to appear before learning English, you might wait forever. Instead, start with something so small it's impossible to resist. One short video, one paragraph, or 5 new words. Once you begin, momentum builds. Your brain sees progress, releases dopamine, and you start feeling motivated to continue. Remember, you don't get motivated to act. You act to get motivated. 3. Break the mountain into pebbles. When you look at your big goals, like speaking English fluently, starting a business, or writing a book, they can feel impossible. That's why your mind shuts down. But if you divide the mountain into small, visible steps, everything changes. For example, instead of, I'll study English for 2 hours, say, I'll learn for 10 minutes. Instead of, I'll finish the whole project, say, I'll open the document and write 1 sentence. These small actions may seem insignificant, but they build powerful habits. When you consistently show up, your brain learns that progress, not perfection, is what matters. Every big change begins with one small step you're willing to take right now. 4. Use the 2-minute rule. There's a simple rule that can transform your productivity. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Reply to that message. Open your English notebook. Watch a short lesson. Because once you start, your brain often keeps going. This is called the Zeigarnik effect. We naturally want to complete what we've already begun. So, instead of waiting for energy to strike, start with the smallest possible version of your task. Once the engine starts, it's easier to keep it running. 5. Design your environment for success. Your surroundings shape your behavior more than your willpower does. If you want to read more, keep a book next to your bed. If you want to study English every morning, leave your notebook on your desk before you sleep. Make good habits easy and bad habits difficult. If you always reach for your phone, place it in another room. If social media distracts you, block the sites during study time. You don't need to rely on motivation when your environment silently guides your actions. 6. Forgive yourself and restart. This might be the most important step. You will fall behind sometimes. You will skip days. You will feel like you're back at zero. But you're not. Every restart is proof that you haven't given up. Studies show that self-forgiveness increases our ability to take action again. Guilt and shame only trap us in the cycle of delay. So instead of saying, "I failed again," say, "I paused, and now I'm continuing." Consistency isn't about never falling. It's about always getting back up. 7. Make it meaningful. Finally, remember why you started. Learning English, for example, is not just about grammar or vocabulary. It's about opening doors to knowledge, opportunities, and people around the world. When you connect your daily actions to a deeper purpose, discipline becomes easier. You're not just watching English videos. You're building your future self, one word at a time. The truth about change. You don't need to transform overnight. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. or study for hours. You just need to begin. Imperfectly, quietly, courageously. Because the real secret is this. Procrastination disappears not when life gets easier, but when you decide to start anyway. So start today. Start small. Start now. You have more power than you think. Thank you for listening, my friend. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and stay with us for more inspirational English stories every day.